So this isn't going to be your normal social media video that you're used to seeing from Cornerstone. This is just about investment.
Hi everyone, Dean Starr, Director for Cornerstone Partnership here.
I'm Gavin, Director and Co-Founder of Cornerstone Partnership.
So as many of you know, Cornerstone is a social enterprise.
It's basically a business where all of the profits go back to helping a social mission, and our mission is homelessness.
So the three key services that we're focusing on at the moment are the provision of temporary accommodation, cheaper, better quality accommodation for families that need it most at the time when they need it most, affordable move-on properties, so properties that families can transition into on a tenancy basis at an affordable level that is genuinely affordable for them at the local housing allowance rate. And then, as some of you know, actually the social lettings part that's twinning on that starting in April. Our mission here at Cornerstone is to grow that business into 1,000 properties by 2035. That's our mission. Have a big social impact, make a big difference to people, challenge the housing market and find a new way of creating housing for people that need it the most. The business has grown quite significantly over the last 12 months, and in doing that we built a fantastic set of processes, and that's ultimately led to more contracts for us to fulfill. So working closely with local authorities in the area and lots of charities to get to those 1,000 properties, there's really a need for us to start looking at outward investment.
When I think about investment, I always try to focus on ethical investment, and that means different things to different people. When I used to just put money into share saves or ISAs, I always made sure it was ethical. But when I started to do a little bit more digging underneath the surface, it was very difficult to see where that money actually went. We all like to feel that we're helping particular people if we do decide to put money into things, and I feel really passionate about what we do at Cornerstone Partnership. Is the money that we put in and invest ourselves is actually helping people within our local area. It's helping problems that we see on a day-to-day basis, and that's a really powerful thing for me.
So our ask from this video is to essentially appeal to you guys as the community around how you can help us with raising that investment. There are a number of different ways that you could consider doing that. One is to join our other investment partners. Within the business we raise finance from banks and from mortgages, but also from private individuals. Lucky enough to have a number of really good friend and family contacts that have supported us along the way and have invested capital in the business for a fair return, but making an ethical impact with that investment. And we've created an investment pack which we're happy to share with people, so if you're interested, make contact with us and we can share that with you. Gives you some options on how you can get involved financially and how you can help us support that mission.
So when we started Cornerstone Partnership, the easiest way to do that was to be able to use our own personal funds. So that's a case of basically taking every bit of spare money you've got and putting it into the business. And it's not just the things like the, setup of things, buying of materials you might need. For us, it was things like furniture, but there's a massive need for money in terms of deposits. So that meant that me and Dean needed to make some big choices. One of those choices was to remortgage my house, and Dean actually sold his house to be able to raise enough money to buy our first few houses. I like the fact that we did that. My wife might not be so keen, but I like the fact because it shows that we're willing to put our money where our mouth is, and I would not ask anybody else to invest in what we do if I wasn't willing to take that same risk too.
A lot of you might find this to be quite an unusual video, quite an unusual tactic from a company to kind of directly pitch to its audience that it obviously is requiring investment to fund its growth, but that's kind of how we are at Cornerstone. So we've always been very glass box with having you guys having a look inside the business, sharing the nuts and bolts of what really is going on. Appreciate it might seem a bit unusual, like we're kind of pitching for money, but ultimately that is a big part of what we do every day as a business, is trying to get that money from the private sector to help people that need it the most.
I expect that a lot of you will just scroll past this, or maybe if you go to the length of sharing it, that'd be great. But what I'd really challenge you to do, and this is what most people don't do, is actually engage. So actually contact us, ask to speak to us and find out a little bit more about how you might be able to get involved, because believe me, for the people that are on board with us as investors or as supporting us, none of them regret that fact, and we'd be glad to put you in touch with them so you can learn about how they're helping people and how working with us is a beneficial relationship.
Right now, as you're watching this video, as I'm talking to you, we both know that there are people right now on the streets who have nowhere to go tonight, and that's not something we should both be prepared to accept. We're not happy to accept that, hence why we've started the mission that we're following right now. You guys shouldn't be happy to accept that, because as a society we've got to do more for people that need that.